Hello. Say hello. Hi, everyone. How are you? It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here for today's Cricut Chat. Hooray! How are you? Let's see, middle of the week already. The time just flies here. I often run out of days for all of my projects. Does that happen to you? I have a project every single day. I could be doing more than one project, and I never seem to get all of them in. That's the case definitely with Christmas, Halloween, even Thanksgiving. I never can get all my projects in, and right now I'm starting to plan for the rest of the year, and I'm trying to squish all of these themes in, and so I've been brainstorming about that. And so we are continuing on this week with our Halloween cards for people who might want to get their cards out early. And then next week, I'm planning on doing all things candy. Or maybe I should say all tricks, no treat. Oh, wait, all treats, no tricks. I have so many projects that would fall into that category. Things like cupcake wrappers and cake toppers and candy holders, even straws and little bags and all kinds of stuff for like lollipops and did I say cupcakes? Yeah, cupcakes, cupcakes, lollipops, candy cord, bag toppers, things like that. So I'm going to devote an entire week to all treats, no tricks. How does that sound? So we'll finish up this week and then we'll head on into next week doing all tricks. I keep getting that wrong. All treats, no tricks. And let's see. This coming Saturday, I was thinking we'd start off our treat. Ah, man, I'm just blowing it with maybe a couple of treat bowls. I know it's with Dreaming Tree, but they make the cutest Halloween things. I hope you don't mind us doing another Dreaming Tree project, but there's a bowl that I made, and actually I think Shelly won it on Monday night. Ooh, salted peanuts with chocolates. You know what I can't get over is that kids today, they don't want chocolates. They want candy. They want like sugary treat. When we were kids, we wanted like the candy, and we always like looked for the houses that gave out the big candy bars. And then you had those little tiny ones. My folks always gave out Tootsie Rolls because and this is going to date me so badly, and it's not culturally appropriate anymore. But my father was a grand knight in the Knights of Columbus, right? KFC is what they call it now, KFC. And so the KFC, because they're named Columbus after Christopher Columbus, which is not appropriate, I guess, anymore. I think he's been canceled. But they would always take October 15th or 16th or whatever the Columbus Day, and they would go out and give out Tootsie Rolls, really big ones, all wrapped up. And they would buy these by the case. And I think they were doing some sort of like charitable thing, like a Tootsie, they used to call it the Tootsie Roll Drive. And I have to say it. I wasn't really that keen about Tootsie Rolls until my father started doing that every year. And then that's what we gave out. We were the Tootsie Roll family because they'd have leftovers after the weekend, and he would buy like a case of 500. And so you got to kind of love a candy that you have around all the time, right? So Tootsie Rolls was our thing. That's what we gave out at Halloween. And they were the big ones, like full Tootsie Rolls. So good. I know I tend to Yeah, fingers in the candy bowl. I got to tell you, like every year I go out and I buy all this candy, like from Target or something. They usually have some pretty big sales over there. And I go and buy all these candies and I have to get all of them. Like, I can't just be like, oh no, we don't serve Reese's Pieces here. I have to have like the Snickers, Almond Joy, Baby Ruth. One of my favorites, the one with the salty peanuts on it, Payday. And I get all the chocolate candies, and then I get those candies for the kids because, I don't know, they like them the best. I mean, I've seen them put their hands in the bowl and they're like, where's the candy? But I have to buy them all. And I kind of secretly like it when we don't get a whole lot of trick-or-treaters, because even though I'm giving them out 2 and 3 and 4 at a time, we always have leftovers, right? Leftover bags. And that's the best. That's the best. It's even better than trying to get your kid to give you some of his trick-or-treat candy. So that's the best, to have leftovers. It's not the best for my waistline. And I know some people that they make stuff out of the candy. It's like, I don't have time to make stuff for the candies. Right? I just am like, no, these are all good. Somebody said to me, freeze them. And my friend, who I only see once a year, my friend Mark, who I only see once a year, he goes, freeze them, and I'll pick them up at Christmas, because he's Jewish and he always comes to Christmas Eve to my house. And the bag never lasts that long. I've tried it a couple times, has never worked. I might have like 3 or 4 in there. I'm terrible. I'm a snacker. Oh, by the way, on Monday night, I gave out the secret, so I'm going to test it and let you guys know. If you melt candy corn and you mix it with peanut butter, right? Then you let it harden, like maybe in little drops or pieces kind of thing. You let it harden and dip it in chocolate. Tastes just like a Butterfinger, I'm told. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm told that this works. So when I find the recipe, the ratio of recipes, we're going to make that. I'm going to show you, because, oh my God, those Butterfingers, they're so awesome, but they stick in my teeth. That's the thing. They kind of stick in my teeth. So I figured, because they have like kind of a crunchy, I'll use crunchy peanut butter, but they have like kind of a crunchiness in there, almost like a wafer or something. So that's the part that sticks in your teeth. I don't want the sticking in my teeth part. I just want the candy part. And peanut butter, it's peanut butter with melted candy corn. Everybody has candy corn left over, right? So I think we'll have to try that. Oh, yeah, checking the candy. Remember that? With the razor blades. And you know what? I think I read on Snopes that there was only one occasion where that happened that's documented or something. I don't know, but parents did get all. And you could even take them down to the local hospital here, which is no longer a business. But if you wanted to get your candy x-rayed, you could take your bag and get your candy x-rayed, which I thought was a little extreme. I mean, you can kind of tell when something's been tampered with, right? Anyway, so I'm totally off on a tangent. I am sorry, but we are going to do some Halloween cards, actually a Halloween card that has 4 variation and also sentiments. We're going to talk about sentiment, and all that stuff. Oh, who's going someplace? Somebody's going someplace? Good morning, leaving tomorrow for an Alaskan cruise. Lori, is it Lori going? Oh, I don't know who's going, but congratulations if you're going on a cruise. I've been on a cruise before. It's really fun. It is fun. The rooms are kind of small, though. I thought they were kind of small. So, but the food, oh my gosh, so much food. Anyway, I could talk about food all day. guys. I could have an entire show just about food. I really could. And it would be fun. I don't know. I keep trying to get my friend who is, oh, he's such a clown. That he would be awesome to do like a podcast about, but he's too busy restoring old canoes. I wish he would do a podcast with me about food. There's actually a woman that I know, here that does a food podcast. But it's not kind of the same thing. I like to talk about like, making food, like recipes, and she does mostly like goes to restaurants and critiques them. And I would rather just talk about like the fact that I am making beef and barley soup from scratch today because, oh my gosh, I love it. And what's funny is I looked at my memories this morning, and don't you know I made it the same day last year? So, I mean, I have to make it now, right? Oh, I love beef barley soup. And now I will never, ever eat it from a can because it's so easy. And it's just so much fun. Anyway, off I go again. All right. So this is an Anna Griffin card. So cool. Anna Griffin card. It's not my friend Deborah, is it? My Boston daughter said Ryan Reynolds is filming his new movie Fall Guy right in her neighborhood. I love it when they come up here and they do movies. The last one that I remember seeing was Adam Sandler, and when they came to do all of the local stuff, which they had a lot of local stuff for the Adam Sandler Hubie, something like that, Hubie Halloween. They were asking all around outside of Salem because, Peabody and Salem are so closely aligned. And they were looking for houses that they could film. They were actually looking for like a whole neighborhood that they could dress up and film with. And, I got a lot of fun friends. Oh, I love making friends. But anyway, so they came over here, and oftentimes they'll say it's like filmed in Salem, but it's always filmed outside of Salem because Salem is really, really packed. It's a super packed place, and it's hard to get in and out with crews and things like that. Remember that movie Patriots Day with Mark Wahlberg? They filmed part of that here in Peabody. We went over to see the set. It was so awesome. They filmed the part with the boats there. They had all these like boats that they were like shooting up at the end, that kind of thing. Anyway, all right, so let's talk about this. Anna Griffin. Well, everybody knows Anna Griffin for her Christmas cards, right? Well, I thought I would be like buck the trend and tell you about the Halloween card that I found in Design Space. It's free, and I'm going to show you how to put this, which is a sentiment, on the front of it, and then look at this awesome sentiment. Have a delightfully frightful Halloween. Isn't that awesome? So we're going to show you how to do it, how to find it. I found this card comes in 4 different types. And so like types meaning like sizes, and also some of the 2 of them do not have this banner on the front. So you can do it either with or without the banner. And then you can also do it with the sentiment. So let's get started, shall we? Okay. So let me start off with a scratch canvas. So let's do that. So we're going to start new up here, new. And what we're going to do is we are going to go to images. We're going to go find all the Anna Griffin images. So if you like Anna Griffin, maybe you've seen her on like HSN, doing all her cards and stuff. What you should know is that all of the images in Design Space that are Anna Griffin are free to Cricut Access customers. That's happened like about a year ago, I think, maybe a little bit more. But so great if you like Anna Griffin stuff. So how do you find them? Well, once you're in the image search, come up here and click on all images and go to under highlighted categories, go to image sets. Image sets is just a new term for a cartridge. It's a grouping of images that have some sort of related theme. So in this case, what you're seeing on my screen, Star Wars, right? So they have different kinds. They have Mandalorian, printables, modernography, all kinds of things. The child thing, I don't know too much about, I don't know too much about Star Wars, but I do know about Anna Griffin. So when we're here under image sets, we're going to type in her first name, Anna. That's all. Just have to type in Anna. And what you'll see is 43 results for Anna. These are all Anna Griffin, and they range from there's layered cards, there's Christmas cards, there's, there's Halloween, just very little bit. And then there are printables, which we've done the printables before. Look at all these butterflies and flowers and stuff like that. I was wondering if they had like sort of a raven. I haven't looked for it. But anyway, there's a ton of cards here. And so we are going to look for this card, this trick or treat card. We're going to have to assemble it. So I happen to know it's in this grouping. It's called Anna's Lovely Layered Cards 2. Now, I'm going to give you the file, but I want you to see how to find it and how to look for files. That's why I do this, because I want you to sort of know how to get in and around the image search engine in Design Space, because I think that's people don't understand that so much. There's over 200,000 images in Design Space, and they're almost all, with only the exception of some like designers or what is the word I'm looking for? Licensed material, okay? So almost everything, if it has an A here, that means that if you are an Access subscriber, you're going to get this for free. Now, there are some people, I still don't get it, why they don't want to be an Access subscriber, because I'll be honest with you, that's almost all I use. That, and I use Design Space files, that's about it. So for me, I buy it at the year end, like every year. It's always in May, and I buy my yearly Design Space subscription, and then I can use all these files for free for a year, and I don't have to worry about every month paying it. And I get my money's worth. But in addition, I also get 20% off all materials, 10% off other things, just for being a Design Space customer at Cricut.com. And there is a brand new sale that just started, like a flash sale. I'll post the link later on. But what you do is you wait for those sales that are like really deeply discounted. And then if you're a Cricut Access customer, you get even more off. And then if you use my code, which is Cricut Chat 10, you get even more off. So, okay, there you go. Anyway, we're going to Lovely Layered Cards 2. Okay. Now, what you'll notice about this card set is that you'll see duplicates. And at first blush, you might say, well, why would they make duplicates of this rose card? I mean, a rose is a rose, right? And here is the other one. But no, they also have made it so that there are square roses. So this is a square one. And then here's the other square one. But then over here, you'll see that there is a little space. It's called a banner card. And there are special little, what's the word I'm looking for? Sentiments for the front of these types of cards. And so let us go and look for the ghost one. So here is the ghost, just plain square. And here is the ghost banner square. So let's choose those two. And then let's go and look at the 5 by 7 inch, or the designed. Now there is the ghost with the banner. And where is the ghost without the banner? It's here. I know. Here it is. Now we have 4 different cards that we can decide if we want to make. But we need to find banners. So we need like a sentiment for the front, and we need to have a sentiment for the inside. So they all happen to be here. There are also some outside of this group. But for today's lesson, we're going to stay in this group, right? And I found, let's see. I mean, obviously you can do something like "to my best friend" or "for you, mom" on any of that. But there is also "trick or treat." There's ghostly greetings, which I love. And then for the inside, I love this delightfully frightful Halloween. So we're going to pull that in too. So we have like 4 different files and then 3 different sentiments. So let's pull that in to Design Space, okay? And when we do, these cards do definitely come in with envelopes, which you can make, but I don't ever. And they also come in a little bit small, so you might want to resize them. So I'm going to show you how to do all that as soon as my computer decides it wants to put these images on my screen. So there we go. Come on. Anyway, let's see. Oh, there they are. Yay. Okay. So they come in and here they all are. And obviously they're small. Don't ever make them without resizing these, because you will end up with a very tiny card. And I'm just going to put my greetings up here so that you can kind of see them. All right. So here we have these cards. Now, oftentimes people think, oh, if I just size it like this and I don't take the envelope will size with it, but I don't like to do that. If you want the envelope, and in this case, it's a square card, and so it's hard to find square envelopes, what I like to do is I ungroup it, and then I take the envelope and I put it on top of this card, okay? But I don't let it overlap, because I want to have the right sized envelope with the right size card. So this is what I do. And then I group it like this. And then I'm going to resize it. And I'm going to only be thinking about the back, but it will also take into account this. So by maybe it will be a nice 5-inch square card. So we will just focus on the width and put 10 in there. Once we do that, you'll see how your envelope has moved along with it. And when you ungroup it, there's your 2-piece envelope, and there is your 5-inch square card. Now, this particular card that we're going to do actually has all of these layers. It has the front, which is the white, and then they have like this cream, gold, and gray, and then black. I actually made mine with one less. I took this layer out because I wanted my eyes to be black. I noticed when I was doing this that having this gray layer made the eyes not look as pronounced, and I wanted them to be really pronounced. So what I did in this case is I eliminated that layer. That's something you can decide to do if you want. And let's just put all this together. But you see how the black is not covered up for the eyes of the ghost. I think it makes it a little more pronounced. So in this case, this card is not the banner version, okay? So we're not going to talk about the banner, but let's talk about putting a sentiment in. Now, this is black, so it's hard to see where the halfway point is. So if you're like me and that bothers you, go over here. Let's see, I'll back up a little bit. Go over here to where that attached card is, and you see that it has score line here and a basic cut. This time we're going to just click on the basic cut black, and just for right now we're going to go up to operation and change the color just so we can see and put the sentiment in. Okay, so I'm changing the color to gray just so that I can see, and then this is my sentiment. I do have to arrange it to the front, and I can make it big or small or whatever I want to do. I think I like it here and I like it that size. So once I find the proper placement, I do need to select this whole piece, including the scoring, because we haven't ungrouped it or anything. And then we're going to hit attach, which is down here, and it looks like a paper clip. Okay, so let's do that. And what you will see when we come back up to look at our card is this is now attached. Okay, but I did something a little dumb in that we have more than one card, but I just took the entire, the bulk of my inside sentiment. So if I want to undo what I'm doing, I'm going to use detach. It's the opposite of attach. So here's detach. It looks like a paper clip that's cut in half. So detach this while you can, and then take this and duplicate it a couple of times so you have extras. Okay, then you don't have to go back looking for it. And then we can just go back here and then we'll attach this together. All right, so now I have this whole card, right? And I'm going to group it all together just simply because I like to keep whenever I'm working on like different sizes of the same card, I like to cut them out separately. I don't know. It's just a thing. So I would probably just align right and then just make sure these are all together like this. If you want to see what your card is, especially in the preview, and it's sort of like the last layer you worked on is always the one at top, you can send it to the back by using the arrange button. So up here, there is you'll see there's a line which is shadowed out, but then there's arrange. So just go to arrange, have that layer clicked on, and then send it to the back. And that way you can see, oh, that's the square card with no banner. Okay. And I always group them, and I do often like turn them off until I'm ready to cut them because I have a lot going on my canvas, and you can too. So let's talk about the front of the banner. So we have two of these that have front banner. Let's do the bigger of the two. So there's the bigger of the two. I'm going to ungroup it, and I'm going to size this to my liking. So I can size this for 5x7, which is my favorite size card. So I'm going to select this whole card and go up here to width, and I'm going to switch it to 10 inches, okay? 10 inches, and you'll notice that the height is almost at 7, and because I am a real crazy person, I am going to unlock it and make it 7 and then relock it. Okay, so here's the card, and it has, we have all of these sentiments. We have this one, which says ghostly greetings, and this one which says trick or treat. Since I used the trick or treat on my first one, let's go ahead and use the ghostly greetings. Now, the thing I will note about the trick or treat is I did not like these little swirls. Normally, I love anything that's a flourish, but for some reason, it really detracted on this card, so I want to get rid of it. And this is something I wanted to show you today because I think people often think about contour and they think it's only for images. It is not. So we're going to select this one here. I've made it bigger so you can see it. Okay, and then we're going to go down here at the very bottom on the corner. It says contour right there. We're going to hit contour. And you'll see this is my cut. You can see now. You can see this is my cutout, but it's not a cutout. It's a writing thing, and I just want to get rid of these little side flourishes. So I'm just going to click on them, or I can click on them over here. Anything that's grayed means that it will not show when we go back to the screen. So there we go. Trick or Treat is now without those flourishes, you see? But I actually don't want to use Trick or Treat. I want to use Ghostly Greetings. So I am going to size it for the banner. It doesn't come sized the way that we want to. I actually like to unlock this and do sort of a freeform thing and make sure my banner is really pronounced. I want people to really see that. And in fact, if I really, really want to make it pronounced, I would use a marker, a 1.0 millimeter marker, to get that really pronounced thing. Now, you can do other things, okay? You can do foil. You can do pen or marker. You can also do vinyl, but it's not well, it's pen, okay? So you'd have to switch it or create your own text sentiment if you wanted to switch it, okay? So in this case, I just want to show you really quick how to change it to foil if that's what you wanted to do. So we're going to go up here to Operation, and you see it says Pen. So we're going to use that down box arrow, and we're going to just simply go down under the draw category and choose foil, and we'll do medium. Okay, so now that I did that, it has foil. That does not mean that you're good to go. You still need to attach that to your card, okay? So in order to do that, you need to take away all these layers because it's only going to get attached to the front of this card. So you see that? And whether it's pen or whether it's foil or whatever, I'm going to change it back to pen, and then I'm going to select the whole thing and hit attach again. Attach again, remember, paperclip. So now my Ghostly Greetings is here. Now remember, you can select any color pen you want, any color, but the machine doesn't need to know what color you're going to use. So maybe I did this in black, but maybe I should have done it in a gold marker. So I can try that out, and I don't have to tell the machine I'm going to do this in a gold marker. You only need to tell it when you're changing the operation, okay? So as I mentioned, this card has a lot of layers because it is part of the Lovely Layers group. And so you can see that all of these layers come in, and then they get sort of like a precursor to a mandala. So you can kind of see what you like. If you want to have this layer, this gray layer in there, that's fine. I just happen to take mine off. So this is how my finished card is going to look. It's going to cut out in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and this being the inside layer. We're going to talk about a sentiment in a second. So this would cut out like this. Now, again, I took this one out, but that's just me, okay? So let's talk about the inside of this card. Again, what we're going to do is we are going to go over here to where that attached images, okay? And we just want to eyeball the card and put the sentiment in the proper place. So we're just going to select this box only. Go up to Operation right here and choose gray if you want to do gray. Again, this is just for your visual. It's not for the machine, so you can color it any color you want. And if you decide you want to do something like, I don't know, purple, green, you don't have to do Anna's coloring, which is usually like a cream and a white and gold. That's how she usually does the coloring. But you don't have to do anything you want. I'm just doing it this color because I want to be able to see if the placement is good and the sizing is good. So I tend to put my sentiments sort of the way that traditional cards are made, and I put it up. I leave some room for the greeting, like dear mom, and then I leave some space for signing it. Okay, so this is where I want it, and let's check the size. This size is a little bit bigger. Maybe go a little bit smaller. Yeah, this looks good. So then I'm going to again group this whole thing, go back to attach, and attach it. All right, now I'm going to show you how this looks. And again, remember, I'm going to give you all these files, okay? You don't have to worry about recreating them. However, for now, I'm just going to like eliminate them so that I can do, I can show you how this is going to cut out. Now, my rule of thumb about making cards is always make two, because it's better to make two. Because the first one is going to kind of be your messed up one. The one that maybe you mess up the glue a little bit or whatever. It's your prototype. And then that prototype I end up keeping and putting in my box, my card box, which everyone should have a card box, right? So I end up doing that. And then the second one, which I now learn all the tricks about, I have to give away. So when I'm doing a 5x7-inch card, I hit the make it, which is up here, make it, and we're going to go to our mats. Now, this is where you would change the project copies. So, you know, I found out my do not disturb is not working. I don't know why. I mean, I put it on every time, but it's whatever. Yeah, like pancakes. I like the first pancake. I'm going to make some pumpkin pancakes. Oh my gosh, I need to make them. I saw it yesterday on somebody's blog, and I was like, pumpkin pancakes? Oh my God, where have you been all my whole life? So we're going to make pumpkin pancakes this weekend, I think. Okay, so I want to change the project copies to 2, and what you'll notice is you will have two mats that have the outside of the card, and then 2 mats each having an inside piece. And then when you get down to the layers, this is where you can start saving paper. So this will be gold. You can use one 8.5 by 11 inch. You've never had them? I have never had them either, but don't they sound delicious? Oh my God, they sound so, oh, what a great idea. I'm going to have to do it for Thanksgiving. Okay. All right. Sorry. See, I'm getting off track again. Okay. So here is the cream colored layer, and then this is the gold layer. So this is how it would cut out. Now, do note that these four ones require scoring and then the pen. Okay, and then the cut. So let's go ahead and get over to my machine so you can see how that would work. I'm just grabbing a piece of paper. So I'm going to use my Michael's Recollections cardstock, which I use all the time. Oh, good. Definitely do that, Christine. Thank you. So 8.5 by 11 inch paper. Remember I told you it's perfect for the joy. It's also perfect for the maker. So it's awesome to just grab these when they're on sale. And they do have like white and black and a few other colors, maybe red, maybe navy blue. Yes. And then there's a pretty green that I like that they do are just all one color. Or you can buy some of the mix and match colors. I like to tend to stick to the basic colors, red, blue, white and black, and then I will buy those extras to have a little bit extra, you know. Yeah, shimmer cardstock is perfect for this, and it would give that sort of ethereal, haha, that's a 50-cent word, gives that ethereal feel to it. Okay, so let's choose mat number 3. You know, you don't have to go in order, and in fact, if you have like one layer that's glitter, just go around that layer and do it last. So that way, excuse me, that way you don't have to keep changing the material, okay? So this says score pen and basic cut. I'm going to choose cardstock for no, I'm not going to choose cardstock for intricate cuts. I'm going to just choose medium cardstock. Now I have a maker, which means that I can use my scoring wheel in my maker. Or if you don't have a maker with a scoring wheel, just use your stylus, okay? So here is the stylus, you see? It's kind of like a scoring wheel, not great, not as great as a scoring wheel. I'm going to show you a scoring wheel today, but this would go actually into over here. So over here, the stylus goes here into clamp A. You have to undo it and then put it in, make sure it clicks, and then close it, okay? So if we're going to do this using this, we need to go back to our screen and change the scoring by choosing Edit Tools. Okay, so Edit Tools, if you want to switch to the scoring stylus, you can. Just select that and click on that and then hit Apply. And you'll notice here on my screen, it's changed. Not only has this tool changed, but it's telling me this is the order that I'm going to put in. First, I'm going to put in the scoring stylus. Then I'm going to take that out and put in the black pen. And then it's going to cut out the card. So that's so if you do that. If you decide you want to do the scoring wheel, right? Then what we'll do is we will actually get the scoring wheel. Let me get it. The scoring wheel comes with two, here it is. Scoring wheel comes with 2 tips, or you can buy it with 2 tips. There's O1 and O2. O1 simply means that you're going to get a straight, simple score, 1 score. The O2 is actually 2 discs, and it creates like a divot inside of the card. You would use O2 for things like glitter, cardstock, things that are kind of thick or might crack if you use the single scoring tool. So glitter cardstock is a famous one, but also like sparkle paper and poster board, heavy cardstock, maybe certain things. But today, since we're just using our Michaels paper, we're going to use the O1. Let's move over so you can have a look what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take out my scoring stylus for today, and I am going to put a pen in there because once I get down to it, it's going to do the scoring first. But I'm not sure if it's going to stop after the scoring is done or not. So I'm opening up my clamp. This is clamp B. And I'm taking my scoring stylus. Notice there has this cogs on here. And you are going to nestle it up against the back of clamp A. You see these things? That's why if you have an Explore or even a Joy, you cannot use these attachments. It's only for the Maker. These little cogs only appear on the Maker and the Maker 3. Okay, and also just to kind of point out, if you want to take the tip off, there is like a little plunger here, but be careful because if you touch the plunger while you're putting it in, and believe me, I have done that, the tip will fall off and it will be like, you'll go crazy looking for the tip inside of the machine. Okay, so I'm closing the clamp on here. And I've got my paper and I've got this mat selected. So I'm going to put it in. And I'm going to just hit go. and it will do the scoring wheel first. Always scoring, then writing or foil, and then cutting. So that's how we do that, in that order, okay? So here it goes to do the score down the inside of the card so that I can fold it well. And I just don't know if it's going to tell me to put in the new clamp. No, it didn't. So I'm glad that I put the card in there. I'm glad I put the pen in there, because otherwise I'd be scrambling to put the pen in, and I'd have to like try to hit pause and get it to stop. And it's just like pull your hair out messy. So I'd rather just have it in there ahead of time. And one of the things about that I really like about Cricut pens is that they do last quite a long time. Now, there have been in the past some pens that come in and they're dried out. If that ever happens to you, call Cricut. They'll replace dried out pens. But if they dried out because you left them in the machine overnight, maybe not so much. But if you just get a pack, or you just opening a pack of pens and they're dried out, call them. Please, they're super nice, and they will replace things like pens. They even replace things like mats. Midge Keys, who won the Joy last month, I think not September, but what's before September? August. She got hers, and she had a really hard time with the Bluetooth connection. So she called Cricut support, member care is what they call it, and they replaced the whole machine for her. So, these people that run Cricut are really all about their members. That's what they call them, members. I call them customers, but they have the best customer service. Now, I used to work at a company that had the best customer service, so I'm a bit spoiled when it comes to customer service these days. Oop, we're done. We can put in, we can take out the pen because we're done with the writing. Take out this and put back in this and hit go. So as I was saying, I know I was a customer service manager for a very long time for a company that was a catalog company before e-commerce started. And let me tell you, I got so spoiled about customer service. So nowadays, when they have those phone trees where you can't even talk to a person until you enter like information, that drives me nuts. I mean, I understand they're trying to deal with a volume of calls, but to not hear a person's voice is just really frustrating to me, so unless they say you've reached automated, I guess. All right, so there's my card. Look at how beautiful that looks with the gold pen. Have a delightfully frightful Halloween. All right, so there's our card. Let's go down to the mat and put this thing together. Now, I did cut out, let me put my scoring wheel back. So, as I mentioned, I took out one layer here. I did cut it out thinking, ooh, this would kind of look cool. It's craft with gold, and I had it, but I don't like the way it looks. Again, with the look. See, now the mouth turns out to be striped. I didn't like it, so I'm going to put that in my scrap pile. And here is the front of the card. Here is the inside of the card. And then in this case, we only have 2 letters. Somebody asked me, how do we know, like if you have a lot of layers on something, how do you know which order they're supposed to go in? Well, a good test for that is to look at how many cuts are made on those layers. So this is the outside layer. It has the most cut, and it's the outside layer because it has the back here. But of these 2, which one goes first? So, which way do they go? Maybe you messed it up, it fell off your table, whatever. So we're going to look at it, and you're going to see this one has more than this one cut out. So that's going to be next in line. Then there's going to be this one. So this is the way it goes. Now, if ever, I have a little piece that's not coming out. If ever you you get something looking like this and it just doesn't look right, like this, that does not look right. You know that something's wrong. Either this one's directed in a one way and not the right way, or this one is, which it's this one. And now you can see you're seeing both colors, and you're seeing colors in appropriate areas, okay? And then you'll see this with black on it. It looks really cool, okay? So we're going to just fold here at those score lines, or at the score line. I like to, with Anna's cards, I like to use my scraper to get that really scored. And sometimes I even open it up and score it like this. Okay, and I like to do that when I'm doing the layered cards because, and I do that with the front as well, because with layers, you're making the card a little bit thicker, and when you go to put those layers on, they might like lift a little bit, so better to get your score line really pronounced, and it will help with your layers, okay? So there are my two layers, just like this, so you can kind of see. And by the way, you don't have to take off that layer. I do. You could also just use 2 layers here, but you know, it's Anna, so we're gilding that lily, okay? So here we go. We're going to put this one in here, and then this one behind there, and just so you can see what it looks like all together, this is what it's going to look like. Obviously, I don't have it glued in, but pretty cool. So open this up, put the middle away, and get your glue handy. And we're going to do, and it's best, precision tips are better for these kinds of cards because there's a lot of gluing and we don't want to use a lot of glue. So we are going to start off, we can start off by doing the side and top, and then go in there and put some glue in all the places that don't have a cut, right? The left behind places. But you notice I am not using a lot of glue. That's because I do not want my ghosts to have the glue come streaming out on the front of the card. It's going to make it look less professional, and you're going to try to wipe it away, and then you try to wipe it away and it messes it up. Listen, I've been there. I know. Okay? I know. So just use a little. If you need to use more, then go back and put some more on, but it's better to put less on and have to add more than it is to take it away, because taking away is such a mess. All right. So I'm just making sure I'm hitting all of these pieces that might lift. You see, like right here, this might lift. So I'm putting a little bit of glue here, and then I am doing this. Am I doing this the right way? Haha. Let's see. No, I'm not. All right, then. This is the wrong way. So what does that mean? What does that mean for me? This is the wrong way. It is. Oh, gosh. All right. Sorry. I put it on the wrong way. So that means what I can do is take this piece and put it on here. I'm just lining it up. Make sure you're lining up all those little eyes. There we go. Now I'm going to glue the front of this piece because it's going to go to the back of the front. All right? And again, not a lot of glue here, just a little bit. And I don't want it seeping out. I don't want it to smear and make my card look unprofessional, all that stuff. Speaking of professional, woo, I'm so excited to say this. I am going to be putting a rack of the cards that I make into my friend's store. So if you're local and you need a card for whatever occasion, stop in to create an escape and pick one up, and most likely they will be my cards. So if you like what you see but think, oh, I don't have a Cricut machine, or I don't want to learn how to Cricut, that's okay. You could still now get my cards in the store. Isn't that great? She might even ship them to you but right now she's just kind of experimenting with having retail a Create Escape. The other thing too is, you know what, this Saturday, I think I said we were going to do a Dreaming Tour file, but I think this Saturday night, I'm going to go down to Create an Escape. And I say night, I mean 5 o'clock, for our date night, and do some signs. Want to do some signs using the Cricut? So easy. This is what she does, and I so want to learn how to do it. So she said she would teach me, and she had no problem with me bringing along you guys to watch the process. I know some of you actually asked for that. So I think that's going to be this Saturday night. If not this Saturday night, then next Saturday night. Okay, so you see what I just did? I put the back inside, or the inside part in. Now, I did not glue this side. Why? Because when you have the glue there, it will keep pulling off. So it actually looks more professional just to leave it out. Now, this is what I mean about the folds. And also here, see? Too much glue. And it's on the gold layer. Glue on the gold layer tends to smear a lot. So, but you see here how there are some things that are kind of lifting here. This is when you start doing a little bit of surgery, especially on that edge. So open the card up and get yourself some glue on there. We actually don't put the glue there when we're first doing it because those layers are ever so slightly smaller. Okay, so let's try that. See if that works. Might help to do this too. All right, let's give it a second to set, but that is what the card looks like. Doesn't that look so cool? And you made it. When we were there on, I don't know if I mentioned this, on Monday night when we were there, they wanted to see different things, and I was showing them the cards, right? Now, this funny story is my mother, which you guys know, she's got dementia. She doesn't get to the stores very often. And when she came to live here with me, she wanted something to do, and she's really good at sorting. And so I gave her all my cards to sort, and she kept saying to me, wow, you could probably get $1 for each one of these. And I was like, $1? I would rather give them away if I had to make my living by selling cards for $1. She didn't understand, but I think a card like this could be $8 or $9, at least $5, and with an envelope and everything. And so for me, I would rather a homemade card or just nothing at all. I don't like to buy regular cards. They're expensive, and they're often kind of cheap. Like you go to the card store, the Dollar Tree store, and they're like 2 for $1, and you think, what is this thing made of? This is a personalized card, which you can do and take all the credit for, right? And we just showed you how it worked. Isn't that great? All right, everyone. That is going to do it for me today. I'm going a little bit long. I apologize. I don't know if you saw this here, but there is a really cool skeleton in Design Space, but it's very small. So I had to make some bigger pieces to this. And I got to tell you, I had to check out my anatomy because I'm like, well, where does this, I was really struggling with this. Plus, the thing I don't like about this file, I resized it, but also there's no holes here. So you can't attach it with brads unless you have a hole punch, which I do have a hole punch, but it's too big. For things I don't think I would put maybe you could put your hole punch here. I don't know. But it's just too small for like the feet and everything. So of course I have to get my a smaller hole punch than the standard, and that hasn't come in the mail yet because I do have one. I just don't know where it is. Anyway, we'll see you again hopefully tomorrow. And we are going to be doing a couple of Rob and Bob cards. So I'm gonna challenge you, okay? Because we're gonna do the owl and the Mr. Bone Jangles, which is a skeleton. We're gonna do the owl, the skeleton, and then a third one that's like a skeleton head and it opens up. We're gonna do 3 at once because it's really just paper piecing for this. Okay, so that's what we'll do tomorrow. And then Friday, we're back to Freebie Fridays. I think what we're going to do, because somebody requested this, I think we're going to take a file from an outside designer. We'll use Dreaming Tree because they have a really cute box that I want to use for an advent calendar. And I'm going to show you how to upload on your desktop a file such as an SVG file from Dreaming Tree, because someone requested that I show them, okay? And that's it. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day. Get some crafting in every day. Bye.